everybody. Welcome to another Friday Lunch and Learn webinar with Mint Social. My name is Steve Heidemann. I am the Chief Technology Officer here at Mint Social. And today we're going to be talking about the 5x5 strategy for results and return on investment in social media. This is a strategy that Matt O'Brien and myself have perfected over the last several years of working with Mint Social and our clients. And it's a very high-level overview strategy, but we're going to share that with you guys today. Try not to get mired down too much in the details because there are obviously a lot of moving parts to social media marketing. But hopefully today, at least the broad strokes and overview will give you a good idea of what is necessary for a good social media management strategy. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the 5 W's in social media, and that is basically the 5 objectives, which are reputation management, which we talked about last week. In other words, who are you and what do you look like when people Google you? Branding, so what are you trying to say and what are you trying to promote? Marketing, where do you communicate these messages, these brand messages and information about your products and services? And listening and engaging, so when to talk, when to listen, and when to do both, when to do neither, really, actually. And then finally, the why we do this is for monetization, either to get donations if you're a nonprofit, or if you are a product or service company, to ultimately convert prospects to customers. So the first thing we'll talk about is what makes you an expert. And obviously, you know, what you want to do is you want to think about branding. And basically, you want to become synonymous with the terms in your niche. You know, if you're all about, let's say, selling bananas online, you want to talk as much about bananas as possible. You know, you want to take your elevator pitch. That's that 30-second profile we talked about last week, kind of an overview of who you are and what you stand for, and try to include your niche terms with keyword research and so forth. And at the end of the presentation, I'm going to talk a little bit about some tools you can use to find out what those keywords are if you don't know what they are. And then you want to be able to generate awareness. So you want to launch your content engine. Once you have your message and you have where you're going to be saying that message, then you want to be able to make sure that you're publishing that on a consistent basis and able to, you know, publish that content with new terms and even some old content if you have, you know, let's say you have some PowerPoints lying around or you have some articles you've written or magazines you've appeared in. You know, you can always repurpose that content using different terms to target different niche markets. And the purpose of course, becoming an expert and branding yourself this way is to establish or to regain trust. So where do you market? What you want to do is you want to pick your content marketing channels. And we talked a little bit about this a few weeks ago, you know, where to go. Actually, we talked last week a little bit about that Knowem.com where they'll, for a nominal fee, they'll sign you up for over 350 social networks and microblogging sites and things like that that you can promote your message through. But things like LinkedIn, Plaxo, you know, Names, Facebook.com, Twitter, MRSS stands for Media RSS, and RSS is really simple syndication, basically a way to push your content across the web. Sites like YouTube, sites like Blip.com, sites like SlideShare are all great sites for, you know, multimedia presentations, video, you know, picture slideshows, and PowerPoints. And then you want to make sure you're driving action and traffic. So when you're writing these things, you always want to make sure that you have your URL in there that they can get back to, your main site. You want to have a call to action. You know, sign up now to receive, you know, a free white paper, or, you know, a free consultation, or schedule a free 5-minute interview, or, you know, if you're maybe a pest control company, a free first inspection. Something that's going to get your target market to elicit a response, and then, of course, drive them to a landing page that allows them to opt in through the use of forms or something like that. A great tool to use for form building if you don't have anything, any software, CRM or anything like that that will build forms for you is wufoo.com, WUFOO.com. You can go there and build your own forms. It's actually a pretty slick little site. And then finally, you need to establish, a need, like we talked about a little bit ago, to collect that data, white papers, special offers, newsletters, etc. We kind of went over that already, so I won't belabor the point. When do you talk, when do you listen, and when do you do neither, right? So you want to be able to meet your customers on their terms, on their time, right? That's why social media marketing is so powerful, because you can put a message out there and allow your target market to interact with it when they so choose. Like for example, Facebook, if you set up a Facebook fan page and you have fans, that your post or your little blurb, whatever you're trying to say, will show up in their news feed, and they may not look at it right away. It may take them a day or two, but at least they're able to talk about that on their own terms. Really important thing to do is to set up Google Alerts for your targeted terms. Why you want to do this is because, there's a lot of blogs, a lot of folks on Twitter, a lot of Facebook folks talking about, your target market, your product, your service. You want to find out who those folks that are the sneezers, as we call them, or the prime movers are, the experts and the highly trusted individuals, and you want to be able to engage with them. And Google Alerts is a great way to find out who they are and to do that. It allows you to identify also competitors. You want to stay on top of your competitors. You want to learn from your competitors as much as possible. What do they do a lot of? What don't they do? What don't they do, or what did they do that they don't do anymore, right? Those are things that will really help you get ideas on your marketing, number one. And number two is find out what's working for them and what's not. Obviously, if they, made this big production out of something and then never did it again, that's probably a pretty good sign that you want to stay away from whatever they're doing. Once again, oops, excuse me, let me go back here. Once again, you want to leverage existing content. A big myth in social media is that you got to continually write and continually talk and keep coming up with new content. And while that's definitely the case, sometimes if you're just starting out with social media, you probably have a lot of content that you've already done. Like I said, PowerPoints that you've given in the past on your product or services, maybe news articles you've been referenced in, or even articles you've written yourself. Those are all great. Sell sheets are another thing. Product features, advantages, and benefit sheets are another great thing that you can repurpose in social media and use those as content to get your, kind of establish your publishing process, get your information out there, and kind of, learn the tips, tricks, and what works for you in terms of content marketing. Once again, you can repurpose that content with new information. And then, you want to basically able to either form an opinion or change the opinion of folks that maybe have said something negative about your product or service, through comment marketing. The LinkedIn questions and answers are a great way to establish yourself as an expert, etc. So why leverage social media? And ultimately what you want to do is you want to convert suspects to prospects and prospects to clients or donors or whatever that your niche market needs for you. We talk a lot about social media in the fact that it's largely an above-the-funnel activity. And the marketing funnel basically is, you take prospects, and prospects opt in, and you, over time, deliver messages to them, either through your social networks or email marketing or telephone calls, snail mail, whatever. But basically, a lot of the things that happen out in social media until people either become RSS subscribers or fans of yours on Facebook or Twitter is that happens above the funnel.